performance will provide the activity number 2, patterns in nature and sequence. We are going to show to you how again math plays its role in every category we can name. Math is really important in every aspect of life. One of our members will explain to you where we could possibly find any examples of sequence in nature. In this video, we have the title of Mathematics in All Aspects. We have the theme Mathematics in the Interconnections in Everyone's Lives. Objectives: to identify the connections of math in any category, to provide a knowledgeable information, to provide enough reasons for us to appreciate math, to obtain new learnings, and lastly, to apply the use of mathematics.
My teacher gave us an assignment to find an arithmetic sequence. But wait, what is arithmetic sequence? Maybe I could just roam around and I can find a possible example of arithmetic sequence. Chinese garter sounds interesting. Hey guys, can you join?
Yeah, sure.
It's your turn.
Wait, when I play Chinese garter, we have to count them from 10 to 100. 10 to 100? Aha! While I was playing here outside, I just discovered an example of arithmetic sequence. Playing Chinese garter followed the rules of arithmetic sequence. Math is indeed everywhere. Even when playing, we can still see a flow of sequence. That's why it's so fun with math.
An arithmetic sequence is a set of numbers that follow a specific pattern. It is an arithmetic sequence if you take any number in the sequence and subtract it from the previous one, and the result is always the same or constant. The common difference denoted by the letter DD is the constant difference between all pairs of consecutive or successive numbers in a sequence. To transition from one term to another, we use the common difference. How? To get to the next term, take the current term and add the common difference, and so on. That is how the sequence terms are generated. When the difference is negative, we say that the sequence is decreasing.
My teacher asked me to find an example of geometric sequence. Maybe if I can roam around, I can find anything that involves in geometric sequence. When I play swing, the distance traveled per swing decreases by 15% with each swing. If the pendulum initially traveled 10 inches, find the total traveled when the pendulum comes to a rest.
My teacher was giving me a task to find an example of Fibonacci sequence. Maybe if I roam around, I can find anything that involves Fibonacci sequence. These flowers are familiar. Maybe it can be one of the examples of Fibonacci sequence. The number of petals in a flower follows the Fibonacci sequence every time. Famous examples include the lily, which has 3 petals, buttercups, which have 5, chicory, which has 21, daisy, which has 34, and so on.
My teacher was giving me a task to find an example of Fibonacci sequence. Maybe if I roam around, I can find anything that involves Fibonacci sequence. Oh, these trees are familiar. Maybe it can be one of the examples of Fibonacci sequence.
The Fibonacci sequence can also be seen in the way tree branches form or split. A main trunk will grow until it produces a branch, which create 2 growth points. Then one of the new stems branches into 2, while the other one lies dormant. This pattern of branching is repeated for each of the new stems. A good example is the Slisberg root system, and even algae exhibit this pattern.
The Fibonacci sequence is the number sequence that follows an interesting pattern, starting with 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, and so on. Each subsequent number in the sequence, it is the sum of two preceding number added together. It is defined by a relationship known as the recurrence relation.
Rule of having a definite balance in every way, especially when playing a childhood games. Do you remember playing a childhood games named Chinese Garter? This is just one of the examples of games that needs of arithmetic sequence to play and have fun. One of the rules in this game is to follow the correct sequencing of every jumps you make. For example, when starting to jump, you must count from 10. Then when you do another jump, you need to proceed to 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on, until you reach the 100. In other terms, arithmetic sequence was performed when playing this game and called Chinese Garter.
Relation of balance. A sequence is called a geometric sequence if the ratio between consecutive terms is always the same. The ratio between consecutive terms in a geometric sequence is R, the common ratio, where n is greater than or equal to. Geometric deals with the measurements, properties, and relationship of points, lines, angles, surface, and solids.
The smallest building blocks, such as atoms, to the most advanced pattern in the universe, such as unimaginable large celestial bodies, there is a unique ratio that can be used to describe the proportion of everything. Nature relies on this innate proportion to maintain balance, but the financial markets appear to follow suit.
The golden ratio is derived from Fibonacci sequence of numbers, in which each entry is the sum of two preceding entries. Although this sequence is associated with Leonardo of Pisa, the Fibonacci numbers were first formulated 600 years before the introduction of the Western world by Indian mathematician Grant